Aaron Carter.
He was the teenage superstar of the early 2000s. With hits like I Want Candy. And That's How I Beat Shaq. Aaron Carter won the hearts of millions around the world with his cheerful amiability.
I've always wanted to sing. I've always wanted to, be a happy camper.
He was found dead Saturday in his California home at the age of 34. The pop sensation's life cut short.
Code 3 responses needed. Female adult yelling at 902A in the tub.
Aaron found unresponsive in a bathtub by his house sitter, who performed CPR. The LA County Sheriff's Department saying he was declared dead once medics arrived, as an investigation continues into the tragic end of a life that once shined so brightly. His older brother, Nick Carter, of the Backstreet Boys, on stage in London Sunday night.
Tonight we've got a little bit of heavy hearts because we lost one of our family members yesterday.
Comforted by the rest of the band to the audience cries of, "We love you, Nick," grieving for his little brother. Nick writing in a social media post Sunday, "My heart is broken. Even though my brother and I had a complicated relationship, my love for him has never, ever faded. Addiction and mental illness is the real villain here. I love you, Chiz." Aaron had a meteoric rise to fame. He was 9 years old when he first performed on stage, and by 13, he was a hit recording artist. His most popular album, Aaron's Party, peaking to number 4 on the Billboard 200 list, selling more than 3 million copies. This guest star stint on Lizzie McGuire in 2001, ratifying his first crush status for a tween nation.
Merry Christmas, Lizzie McGuire.
Lizzie McGuire's Hilary Duff once dated Aaron, taking to Instagram, addressing Aaron directly with compassion, writing, "I'm deeply sorry that life was so hard for you and that you had to struggle in front of the whole world. Boy, did my teenage self love you deeply." The actor and singer's death coming after years of deep-rooted personal and professional turmoil.
Aaron told me in 2011, "I love being a performer and entertaining, and when I can't do that, my world is in shambles. It doesn't work for me."
Over the years, Aaron dealing with bankruptcy and family strife.
What do you think the price of fame was for your family?
Self-destructing. Like a tornado just came through our house and family got tossed everywhere.
Battling with losing his sister Leslie to an overdose in January of 2012. The former teenage heartthrob was embroiled in domestic violence accusations by his fiancée. And in 2019, his brother Nick and twin sister Angel filed a restraining order against Aaron. He also publicly shared his struggles with addiction, talking about it here on The Doctors.
I was huffing because I'm a drug addict. I'm a drug addict. So I'm a drug addict in recovery. You might not look at me smoking weed as being sober, but I do.
In February 2018, he released his first studio album in 15 years, titled Love. The album receiving lukewarm reviews. In September of this year, Aaron would reportedly check into rehab for a 5th time. Ready for a new chapter, he tweeted on October 29th, "This year has been super tough, but I've learned so much. Thanks for the support, everyone." Just days before his death. His fiancée and mother to their almost 1-year-old son, Prince, saying in a statement, "We are still in the process of accepting this unfortunate reality. Your thoughts and prayers are greatly appreciated." A turbulent life lived in the spotlight, coming to a tragic end.
I go on my Twitter and I see people saying, "You look like you have AIDS, you should go die." I don't understand how I dedicated 22 years of my life to my fans, and now they turn on me.
Do you regret ever getting involved in...
I didn't have a choice. It got bad when I was about 15 years old, because when I did MTV Cribs, the day that I had to go show off that house, my mom and my dad told me, "We're getting a divorce, but you still have to go do this." I had to go show off all the stuff my whole life that was going to be taken away from me.
Carter tragically passed away at age 34, and there's only two people to blame, and those are his parents. Aaron Carter was a massive success in the late 1990s, selling 4.5 million albums in the United States and 10 million globally. Off of concerts, albums, and merchandise, his estate made over $50 million. But the money was sadly spent by Aaron Carter's parents, Robert and Jane, who lived a luxurious lifestyle on their son's work. And Aaron Carter's parents personally broke the law, not putting money into his Coogan account. Coogan accounts are required by law in the state of California that state that 15% of an actor's income has to go to a savings account for when they're 18. This law was established in 1939 after child actor Jackie Coogan's parents stole all of his money. And Jackie Coogan was broke as an adult until he played Uncle Fester in the original Addams Family. For Aaron Carter, his parents weren't paying properly into the Coogan account. He ended up with $2 million when he should have had $20 million. Which $2 million sounds good, but his parents actually put him $3.5 million in debt to the IRS because they didn't pay taxes on his earnings. So Aaron Carter ended up filing for bankruptcy and still publicly forgave his parents. And Aaron Carter ended up broke doing adult work on OnlyFans to pay rent. Now he was found overdosed in a bathtub thanks to mom and dad. With that, I'm Charles Peral. I hope you learned something.
I want to verify that this is actually my GoFundMe page. There's been a lot of misdirection that I've had to do in order to protect myself from being the silence breaker for my brother, who is a rapist. And now they're after my life. My whole family is after my life. And they're setting me up. And Sony Records owes me $3.5 million, and they don't want to pay me, and it would be in their better interest, just like Michael told me, and Brad Paisley, who sued Sony Records for $10 million. They owe me money, and they're trying to kill me off. And I'm begging you, and I'm pleading you, help me raise $100,000 as soon as I can, so I can move to an undisclosed location where I am safe. My realtor won't sell my house. They're all involved in this, and they're trying to keep me there. They had cops come and check for a rope in my garage, saying I wanted to hang myself. So please trust what I'm saying, and please donate.
When all I did was protect that girl. All I did. Oh, now she says, oh, I don't care anymore. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not... Leave me alone, Melanie. God, dude, can't you take a hint? She just told me you're going to die. Wow. It helps a little bit, but I don't really like smoking weed anymore. It doesn't do any justice for me. I don't, like, it doesn't help really. So yeah, so 5 years, guys, clean and sober. Can you believe it? One step at a time. Yep. 5 years clean. Can you believe it? 5 years. If I can do it, you guys can do it. These people are delusional. Thank you so much. Thank you. Amen. Yes. Yes, congratulations. One day at a time. Within the 5 years that I've been clean, I had 2 relapses. In 2018, and then a little bit later that year, and then got it right back yesterday. So, or not, got it right back immediately the next day. So, but just so you guys know, the ones who are being mean and saying huff huff huffer 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 huffer, you're being really cruel. Karma's a real thing. You don't treat people like that in this world and expect yourself to have a good day tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. So, in regards to the disease of addiction, right? I'm guessing the people who are commenting the bullshit have never experienced anything close to that. Because that's not how you treat a recovering addict. So, lying on my name is cruel. You know what I mean? So...
Police, Operator Wenzel, this line's recorded.
I'm calling about Aaron. I was just calling to see if there's any way you guys could send an officer to go check in on him. The thing is, he's a very heavy drug user, and he's inhaling computer duster, and he was doing it all night, and they got into a huge fight, and she ended up bleeding.
Yeah, she actually called in earlier and stated that she was going to go check up on him, and she was going to call back. I don't believe she ever did, but...
Yeah, she didn't call back. She just called me, and she felt like she shouldn't call you guys because there's nothing else she should do. I mean, I don't even know if there's anything you guys can do to help me. I don't know what to do at this point.
Has Aaron made statements since you last spoke to him about potentially hurting himself or committing suicide or anything?
He hasn't made statements about hurting himself, but he's made statements about, like, hurting other people. Another thing, too, just to note, he said he's been abusing his animals, and she has videos of it, so I don't know if that would help either. He is very, very, very ill. He is on the verge of death. So I'm, concerned that next time you guys go out there, it's going to be finding him dead. So,
we understand it's dirty.
Yeah.
Told me, don't you ever trust him. Mom told me, don't you ever trust him. I was lonely, don't ever trust him. I was lonely, don't you ever trust him. No, yeah. Yo, shout out to Yodi. I'm on my way to Yodi, heading out to Florida. It's gonna be a great trip. Everybody, wherever you doing, happy Halloween. Happy to see all y'all here. LMG Philanthropy, love you, bro. Thank you for standing up for the movement. What the fuck, just chilling. Anyway, just saying all. Tell me.
Hi, I just called a little while ago to report Aaron Carter, and the officers were sent out there, but he was not home. He had already fled. I'm calling to report him again now.
What was it that he did before?
Well, he's basically a danger to himself. He's been trying to purchase a gun. He's been making threats. I mean, it's in the, you guys, I already reported it. But he was just in a car accident, and he posted about it on his Twitter. And he said he totaled his car. And I know the police have put a flag out for his car. They're looking for it.
Okay, does it say where he got in the accident?
No, it doesn't right now. He's been driving drunk all night in his other car, too. So, and I had called you guys earlier, and he had fled because tipped him off. So I'm sure he was driving fast and intoxicated, trying to get away from you guys. We're trying to get him Baker acted.
So he's been intoxicated while he was driving?
Oh, yeah, he's been intoxicated all night, posting videos while driving. And he's very severely mentally ill. He's schizophrenic and bipolar, and he's been trying to purchase a gun and threaten people. It's very scary.
A lot of theories from Aaron Carter fans trying to figure out what happened before his death, and some of them have been floating this theory, and again, fans they use things from social media, things that they've seen Aaron actually say, and their theory is that he was depressed heading into the holidays and that he took his own life. But that theory is not sitting well with his family, and they say there's plenty of evidence that that just was not the case.
Yeah, you guys. So basically the big fan theory was that this was intentional by Aaron, and many of their reasons include that he was on and off with Melanie, that they were not in a good place, that he had recently lost custody of his son, Prince, who hadn't even turned 1 yet, and that his tour hadn't been doing well, and he was not, he wasn't doing good financially. So a lot of people thought that maybe he did this on purpose. However, like you said, Charles, I've spoken to family sources who told me that they believe this was just simply a tragic accident. And also, he had many plans actually for this week that he was engaging in, that he was supposed to be doing. He had a meeting with a social worker that was supposed to be happening this week. He had plans or arrangements to see his son, which he loved his son. He was, having very open communication to seeing his son this week. And also, he was in a good place with Melanie. They talked about spending the holidays together, which is interesting because another fan theory was that one of his last posts, the caption had said, "Happy holidays, or I hope you guys have a good, happy holiday. Kind of meaning like he wasn't going to be around for the holidays.
So the fans took that as like him sort of as a sign off, like him saying,
like a goodbye, like hope you guys have a good holiday. Yeah, exactly.
It could also just be that he was wishing his fans well.
Exactly, which is what the family, people close to the family are telling me. So, yeah, everyone believes this was just a tragic accident. Everyone close to him believes that. And, hopefully we'll find out soon exactly what happened.
Well, and also law enforcement says there was no note left behind. I mean, everything points to an accident in that bathroom. And that's kind of where it stands.
So I was a bit hesitant to make this video. As some of you know, I get dreams. I get prophetic dreams. This past dream was about Aaron Carter. In a million years, I never thought that I would get a prophetic dream about Aaron Carter and what happened after his passing. I wasn't sure if I should deliver it for many reasons, but I feel it's really important for others to know. He was in a part of heaven. It was all white. And there was like these little... It was like a row almost, and there was little stops, and he was looking at instances of people and scenarios, things that had happened in his life and people that were in his life that were still on earth, and some things that had happened in the past and that were currently happening. None of the tattoos were on his face anymore. He looked different. And as he went and looked at almost like these scenarios going on, it was like the veil was lifted off of his eyes and he could see everything for what it really was. He was no longer deceived, no longer tormented. And I actually remember seeing Jesus sort of standing behind him, just watching him. And what was so sad was that Aaron didn't realize that people actually cared about him and that they did like him. It was just his addictions and torment and how much the enemy lied to him that kept others from him. And it wasn't that he wasn't well liked, it was everything that the enemy made him to be. But it was like he wasn't offended, it's different there, and it's like you just see everything through God's eyes and through a clear lens, and he was just astonished. But I feel like why the Lord gave me this dream was he was very regretful how he lived his life. And he wanted a do-over, but there was no do-over. I think it's really easy for the enemy to use things like bondage and torment to make you think that nobody loves you and that you're completely alone. And that's just what the enemy does until it's too late. But it's not too late, and you're so, so incredibly loved.
I showed where Aaron Carter got to.
Rest in peace.